got my crickets, and I got my pole, but I never made it down to the river cause I fell into a hole. Well, it's 10 feet deep, and it's dark as cold, and I sure hope someone find me down at the bottom of the hole. Now my old hound's bark echoes through the trees, soon the whole county will be looking for me. I'll be sitting here waiting, well bless my soul, sitting here rotting at the bottom of the hole.
Here we are, you and me. What's your name?
Adam.
Adam. You told me that before.
Yep.
All right, Adam.
Okay.
Let's do this.
I'm Ab Mitchell from Northwest Indian Mixtape. I'm here with Nick from Hillbilly Casino. So just tell us a little bit about your band.
A little bit about my band. We're from Nashville, Tennessee, Adam, and we're up here in Northwest Indiana. Actually, this is a Northwest Indiana, isn't it? It's Illinois. And we get out, we get around, we play American rock and roll music. We try and keep the punk rock, rockabilly, psychobilly, honky-tonk, country, blues. If it's American, we play it because we love America. That's the most important thing is America.
It's a good deal.
And that's not tongue-in-cheek either. That's not like, hey, America. Well, that's like we love America, and we love everything about America. So we're taking advantage of America by playing American music for Americans that like listening to American music. And, some foreign people, too. Your Mexicans and your Germans. Your people from Switzerland. You got Swedes, Canadians. Canadians like us. Yeah, well, we get around. And we promote America because we like America. And we're from Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville.
So how'd you guys get started?
Well, we've been playing for a while, Adam. We all separate bands. Our guitar player, Ronnie Crutcher, he started off in Lakeland, Florida. He played for lots of like country bands, like boot scooting bands, like in the 90s. Like 1994 was when he really started getting into the music scene in Lakeland, Florida, playing covers by Lone Star and Joe Diffie and all that. And his friend said, hey, you play that guitar pretty well. You should move to Nashville. Start a band up there. So we moved up there and totally got into rockabilly. Started playing upright bass. Ended up playing, I'm just going to brief synopsis on this all stuff real quick because I could talk forever. So Ronnie started playing bass in a band called the Basco Cat, and this was around 1996, 1997. And I was playing bass. I go down there every once in a while because I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's close. Not anymore. I'm from Nashville now. That was Bobby Brown. He works on towers. He works on cranes in Chicago, downtown Chicago. It's a real man's job. Playing music, that's not. But anyways, so I go down there with my band, the Blue Moon Boys, down in Nashville. I end up running into Ronnie Crutcher. I meet Jeff Fireball. He's our bass player. And he was playing in a punk band. He was playing guitar in a punk band called Java Christ. And he ended up, switching up to upright bass, played with a band called BR549 for a little while. And then our drummer, who's our recent addition to the band, he's been with us for 1 year now. He's a kid, and he played with a guy named Chris Scruggs, and he's well versed in horror movies and rock and roll, honky tonk, jazz. Like he's a well-rounded dude. And he brings the thunder, like I said, double kick drum a lot, which is cool when you're kicking it in the psychobilly tunes. Yeah. And like I said, I had a band called the Blue Moon Boys in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I was there for about 10 years. And then moved down to Nashville and restarted my band, the Hillbilly Casino, by finding these guys down there, putting it together, and touring the world, so to speak.
I hear that this is your brainchild. Would you say that?
This whole band was my idea, yeah, basically. And our first album, and pretty much every album that's come out, has had songs from my other band, the Blue Moon Boys, on it, just because I write songs, and I feel like I don't just write songs to write songs and be album filler. I love all the songs I write. So even if I'm in a new band, I don't want to give my songs up. So I'll keep resurrecting songs I've written in the past with this band. And like I said, yeah, I moved down there. I knew lots of people, and I called it the Hillbilly Casino to begin with because I always had different drummers, different guitar players, different bass players. And then finally we were able to settle on these guys. I just kept the name because my name is Nic Roulette. Nic Roulette in the Hillbilly Casino. So
works pretty well.
Yeah, it's working out all right. I'm happy with it.
So you got some pretty interesting songs, Violets in May and
Violets in May, yeah. Yep.
Tornado.
Georgia Tornado.
I believe that's what it's called.
Yep.
That's putting a new meaning to psychobilly. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the most songs you're talking about are on the Tennessee Stomp CD, which you can find at www.thehillbillycasino.com. You can order them online. Also, they're on iTunes and Amazon. It's on the Tennessee Stomp CD. Georgia Tornado is a song about in 2006, I believe. We had a gig in Atlanta, Georgia, and on our way to the gig, we had another gig at a Harley-Davidson dealership where we got paid a pretty good amount of money to play.
Oh, it was nice.
And then so we get done with that gig. It's really hot, and we're heading to the gig in Atlanta, and the weather just like turns crazy bad. And get a call from the promoters like gig's canceled. The power's out at this place. You know, you guys just turn around and go home. But we were already there. We wanted to check it out. So, and everybody else we knew was there. We have friends coming from Virginia and North Carolina to see us play there. So we just went there and met up with them. And then they were like, "Hey, man, we got some acoustic guitars. Everybody's here. We might as well just go ahead and play." So we did. We went ahead and played. And, you know, power was out and just played and wrote a song about it. It's Georgia Tornado. And then Violets in May. When I moved down to Nashville in 2004, I was sitting at a stoplight, and it was in May, and this lady was walking across the street, and I could smell her perfume in my car, and I was like, wow. And so I had like this idea that like, if like a man loved a woman so much and like he identified with the smell, because you know, so like what if like one winter when violets aren't in bloom, this dude's at his friend's house and he smells violets in May, he's like, whoa, you know, and jumps to a conclusion, you know. And so for 6 years I had that, in my 4 years I had that idea for that song in my head, and our guitar player just got a banjo, and he started like playing banjo. I was like, hey, just kind of riff on something, and I just started like coming up with lyrics. And this is when we were driving to a gig actually in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and we wrote the song while we were driving between Nashville and Indiana. And that took us like a couple of years to get it out and record it and put out, and now it's out, and it's one of my favorite songs.
So yeah, one of mine too.
Thanks.
So you have a new album coming out.
No. Where'd you hear that? Did you hear that somewhere? You didn't hear that from me.
Yeah, you did.
When did I say that?
You told him.
I was lying to him. I'm telling him the truth. Are you kidding me, that guy? Tell him what he wants to hear. No,
oh, okay.
Yeah, man, you do too. You know how it is. No, I want to have a new album coming out, but like we got this new drummer, and we're working a lot lately, and we just having time to sit down and write songs is like a difficult. We are always learning new American rock and roll songs. You know, old school American rock and roll songs. Like we learned probably a new song by an artist like Howlin' Wolf or like Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, stuff like that. We'll learn like new songs all the time. But as far as writing songs, ever since I had my kids, I got 2 kids. I've had trouble just sitting down and like writing songs, just because once my kids go to bed, I got to clean my house so it's clean when my wife gets home, and I don't have time to sit down with a guitar. I've been playing a little piano lately. Been trying to get piano down, but as far we do have a plan this summer, because we got like a couple gigs this summer in Memphis, where we're there for 3 consecutive nights in a row, and Memphis is always a good place to sit down and like focus on writing some songs. So we'll probably finish writing a record by the end of the summertime, and then by this time next year have an album out. And it hasn't been discussed yet, and I need to talk to the band about it, but I'd like to put out 2 different CDs. One just a straight up psychobilly CD, and then the other CD being a traditional rockabilly CD. Yeah. And then put out a third one later with like cuts off of each album, and then like other songs like blues songs and stuff on another album. So maybe that would be a live album. I don't know. But I got all kinds of stuff we can record and do, but we got to sit down and start writing songs, and it's going to happen. Yeah. Adam, promise. It will.
So, you guys are touring right now, too. How's that going?
We don't tour, really. I mean, we kind of tour, but we don't. Last week, we played Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, Las Vegas. Got in the van at 10 a.m. in Las Vegas and drove all the way home to Tennessee overnight. We were home the next weekend. We go out kind of every other weekend, and we never go on more than 4 days in a row, because we're family men, and we don't like going out. We're not the kind of guys that like sleeping on people's floors. Yeah. We're not the kind of guys that like eating crap. Well, those guys eat crap. I try to stay pretty healthy, eat proper. But, we want to be in this business because we're grown-ass men, and this is our job. It's not like – it is an adventure, trust me, but we're not – I book gigs every other weekend, basically. So we're constantly on tour, then you could say. Yeah, that's right, constantly on tour. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Well timed there.
Yeah. But every other weekend is what we do. Like we're going to Missouri next weekend, and then next weekend, we're going to Missouri tomorrow, and then we're going to be in Memphis the next weekend, and then we're home, and then we're going to be in Memphis 2 weekends in a row. Then we're home, and we're also going to go to. We're going to play with Rib and Horton Heat up in Wisconsin, play in Chicago, Lombard, Illinois. We get around, but it's like every other weekend. It's not, we don't ever go out for 2 weeks at a time or 3 weeks at a time. We're smart, I mean, not saying other bands aren't smart. I'm just saying that I play music for a living, and the venues that we play they vary. This is like a night that I'm looking forward to because we're going to play for 90 minutes and that's it.
Yeah.
But like when we play in Memphis or when we play in Nashville or some places, we have to play from like 10 to 2 in the morning, with like set breaks, and we're like a bar band. So it's not like a showcase original band. But.
Yeah. So you said Johnny Cash and some other names I've sadly never heard of, but how have they influenced you?
You like the influence? Well, you know what the influence is, Adam. It's America. It's your music. It's your birthright. It's your birthright, for that matter. Eddie Cochran, Gene Vincent, Carl Perkins, Johnny Burnett, Johnny Carroll. Anybody named Johnny pretty much has got it in the bag, You can Google all these names, Eddie Cochran, and like, oh, man. Now I'm stumped. But I like the Stray Cats, the Clash, the Ramones. Not the Clash so much, but the Ramones, like the Dead Kennedys a lot. I like Howlin' Wolf. I like if it's made in America, I love it. Bill Monroe. I love Bill Monroe. I love Steve Earle. Stuff like that. The Cramps. You like the Cramps? You ever heard the Cramps?
I've heard them once.
Yeah, you should get the old man over there to bust out some Cramps records for you.
Pandora turns
Good
into
stuff.
your friend when you're in.
Oh, Pandora's really good. There's a guy out right now called J.D. McPherson. He's out of Chicago. He's got a great Pandora station. They play a lot of Little Richard and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely J.D. McPherson. I shouldn't even be promoting him because he's like huge right now. Doesn't need my help. Check out the Hillbilly Casino first.
You guys are pretty big too. Haven't you had some contacts with Stray Cats actually?
No, our guitar player played bass for Brian Setzer on a couple tours. We did an opening slot for the Brian Setzer orchestra tour. Occasionally we get asked to open up for them. We might get to do Summerfest in Milwaukee this year. We got to open up for Rancid a couple times. Opened up for Tiger Army in Las Vegas not too long ago, which was pretty cool. We're very independent. We have no management. We have no representation. Everything is word of mouth. It's totally DIY. Totally DIY. So,
have you ever thought about signing on to
I've
a
always
label,
thought
or?
about it, but I'm also never thought about the fact that I want to lose money or give up my identity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I've got those two kids, and they mean a lot to me, and I don't like being away from them. And if, say, I get signed to a management deal, they might make me do what I don't want to do.
Yeah.
So if I'm approached by it and it sounds good, we'll do it. But I'm not going to mail, tapes and paraphernalia to like different artist management groups to try and get something because it seems insincere. It seems insincere to me. Like if I'm approached by someone that wants me, then I'll know that's really what I want. I don't like, you know what I mean? Because I'm doing fine. I would I'd like to get a little publishing. I like our songs to be in commercials, television shows, things like that, which a management can help you with that. But at the same time, my kids are eating. Everybody's happy at my house. So,
It's always good.
It'd be nice to step up the game a little bit, but I'm cool.
So, besides the Georgia tornado, what's the craziest thing that's happened on tour? Or
The craziest thing that's happened on tour? Yeah, crazy stuff doesn't really happen to me that often. I try and, I guess crazier stuff happened when I was a kid. I don't, you put me on the spot. I wish I would have had like a sheet or something that said you were going to ask me that question. Because trust me, crazy stuff has happened, but just coming up with stuff off the top of my head, it's kind of difficult at this point. Yeah. Man, I wish I could tell you something wild, man. It was because I'm a married man, And, back before I was married, I was a lot wilder, so it's like, and with the kids, I'm able to pull the reins back on most situations. I mean, hell, when I was in my other band and we'd play in, like, Deep Ellum, Texas, my band would ditch me and I'd be stuck there out in the middle of the street hitchhiking from people with a business card for where I'm staying in my pocket, and I always get back safe. I feel like the Lord might be watching me and keeping me safe, but
Might just be.
I haven't done anything too crazy lately. Nothing too crazy's gone down. I wish I could tell you something. I really do. But I can't. Gosh darn it. I'm still interesting. I am. Trust me.
Oh, you've proved that.
Huh?
You've proved that.
All right, well, we'll see about that. All right.
Okay.
So is that
else?
it?
Anything else you would like
Well,
to
it's just important that your friends out there in the internet world visit the hillbillycasino.com. That's the hillbillycasino.com. And maybe download our stuff. You can download it, on iTunes. We do have a Pandora station as well. We do make our own T-shirts, beer koozies, shop rags, jackets. Everything's done in our empire, and we're not huge. We don't have hot tubs or wild parties, which we've already established. But, we get by, and to support an American band with an American dream, it's like supporting America. So all the dollars that folks give us to entertain them goes right back into the economy, which is good for everybody.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm Adam Mitchell from Northwest Indian Mixtape. It's Nick from Hillbilly Casino.
That's me.
See you guys.
Goodbye.
Okay.
All right, was that okay?
Yeah, that was great.
Sorry, I wish I could have thought of some.
No, that's not.